Right, for this week's video, as I previewed last week, we're opening up the Generations Picard, Riker, and Geordi. And I've come up with a different idea for the thumbnail. Instead of having them with their card backs, I will have them with their physical media product. Now, you see that the Generations VHS has some kind of thumbnail that looks like the supernova exploding. But it's hard to see the characters like it is on the DVD. So we'll try pictures with both of them and see what one is the best thumbnail. Probably the DVD, but for the vintage look, you'd probably want the VHS. So we'll start with Captain Picard, of course. Now, even though he has a DS9 card back, he has a Generations uniform because the next uniform he wore was the first contact one. So what does it say up there? Individually numbered figures. It should be on his foot, which we'll see more clearly once he's opened. Yes, space cap, which is basically a special kind of card. Now there's his case. Now his case is a different color than everything else. And I've got my Ziploc bags here. Of course, you don't know how big they have to be to hold his accessories. We're going to see if his card comes in a bag or not, and if we can use that bag. So, and here's the back. Now, this is important because these figures all wear the DS9 style uniform. Well, actually, that's not DS9. It's only the shoulders that are black. At least I think it is. Yes, you're right. See? When the shoulders are colored, that's the DS9 style uniform. So I know I don't have Q yet, and I need Thomas Riker. And you see all the tools that Picard comes with. So he has his tricorder, his handheld scanner, his Type 2 phaser, his field kit, which I believe you can put his pad in. We'll experiment with that. And of course his action base. And we'll see how flexible he is. And the year, 1994, so that makes sense to go with the Generations DVD. Okay. I mean, VHS. So I will open him now, and I'll be back. All right, I have the figure out. So you can see the limits of his posability. There is the, if I can get it to focus on my hand, come on. Oh, collector number. So what number do I have here? 45,000 or something? Come on, you're almost there. 44565. But you see how they have a 0 in front, so they must have made at least 100,000. So he's got the Generations uniform. His arm turns here. It's almost like his hand is getting ready to use his desktop unit. Whereas this hand, which doesn't turn at the wrist, but it does swivel this way, and it does move up and down. And of course his legs, they don't have the waist swivel, which might have helped a bit. Make his foot more level. That's what Voyager has, the waist lift. But he could sit on a stool of kind. If I ever got the Generations playset, he could sit on there. Now here's his space cap, which is basically a fancy name for a card. So you can use this bag to put all his accessories in, including his Starfleet travel case, for lack of a better term. So let's take a closer look at the card itself. Now it's thicker than a normal card. There you go. So that's the first picture. And it's very bright because it's been in the plastic for a quarter century. Now look, you could punch it out. And there he is wearing the uniform. And you see how the red is brighter than it is in the actual uniform. And on the back side, well, it says DS9. You could punch it out, but I'm not going to. And I believe it has 1994, and it shows the... Oh, careful. Different characters. Okay. So, the next step is to take out his accessories. So you have his Where's his pad? He advertised a pad. He doesn't have one. Look. Though he has the case and he has the place where the pad would fit. And let's make sure the case closes. Good. Blue. Now, can he hold the case in his hand? Yes. And it doesn't fall off. Out. That's good. That's good. Okay. I'll be back once I get the rest of the accessories out. Now the interesting thing is he has a TNG style base, even though they'd moved to the Generation style comm badge by, oh, that's still a TNG comm badge. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, maybe they didn't move to the other comm badge style until it was a different year, like a Voyager year, perhaps. All right, you got a base, so let's straighten him out so he can stand on his base. I always try to put the left foot on the base because you don't want to mess up the foot peg on the collector number foot. So there he is on his base. Good. All right. We'll take a picture of him. I'll take a picture of him with his card back, of course. And his card. And his accessories. There you go. Zoom back a bit. Don't worry, I will crop it later. There you are. So that is Captain Picard. I will put his accessories in the Ziploc bag now. I'm not going to throw away the other bags like the one that his comm badge came in. I will keep them handy for later. And put his collector card away. All right. So, there you go. The good thing about this bag, it can be folded to be the proper size. All right, so the next figure is going to be let's get Geordi. Now Geordi is also in his TNG uniform. Now this is a uniform he borrowed from Colm Meaney because Captain Picard was the only figure to get a custom-made Generation style uniform. And for the first part he wore it. Alright, so he's got all his gear. His gear is dark purple. Picard's is a kind of bluish green, almost like the teal on my Excelsior. Now, if we take it off its base for a moment, we take a look at the eye. Oh my gosh, look at that. In the camera, it is nearly identical. Look at that. Now, it looks greenish blue to my eye, but it looks bluish. Wow. That makes sense. Because the trim on the Excelsior is almost identical to the trim on the Enterprise B, so that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, only about 6 minutes left. So that gives me 3 minutes for Geordi and 3 minutes for Riker, and of course you have to get the final picture. So you can see here, all right, Data in the movie uniform, Geordi in the movie uniform, Sarek I have, Loxana I have, Soong, don't have Laren yet, don't have Crusher, don't have Yar, don't have Nausicaa. And the year on this is once again 94, correct. And there are all his accessories. Unlike Scotty's, they're not bright orange. But look, he's got the Generation style base, unlike Captain Picard. So we'll open him up and take a closer look. We're going to see how far I can take this. The plastic is coming off more or less without damaging the underlying cardboard. Now we're going to see how far we can go with this. It's kind of tricky doing it on camera, but I guess they applied the glue very lightly. Oh, this is working. Okay. I guess I didn't have to cut it close after all. Just go very slowly. Move your fingers very close to the plastic, so if you ever hit a snag, you can correct yourself before you tear something up. But look at that. It's just the glue band. There you go. All the plastic is off. The card back is not damaged, although you can see the glue impression. Wow. All right. So you've got Geordi. Nice bright yellow. Generation style badge. 3 solid rank pips, so that makes him a full commander, which he might have been. And look. His arm does turn. His arm does turn in and out, and his hands are in a more neutral location. I mean, stance. Good. There you go. And his legs do move up. Again, he's in that kind of awkward sitting position. He has his collector number on his foot. All right, so we're going to put him on its base. Oh, yes, the accessories. Okay, so there's one of them. There's another. He has like 7 accessories. Look at that. That looks like a Klingon walkie-talkie. Strange. That looks almost like a medical tool. He has a pad. That could use a bit of detail painting. At least I think that's a pad. Look at that. That's strange. And that's an engineering pad. Tell me I didn't just lose it. Okay, good. It's right here. So into the bag they go. And of course his space cap card. But with barely 3 minutes left, let's speed this up a little so I can fit in Riker and the class picture of all 3. Geordi just doesn't have one card. Look, there's the card for Geordi. Good. But look, he comes with a Borg card, and he comes with a Locutus card. So whenever I get the Borg and Locutus figures, if they don't have cards, I'll have them for them. And there's the generation symbol. There's a nice picture of the cards on the little shelf, which is big enough for Star Trek figures, by the way. And there Geordi is with his engineering schools at its feet, because you never know which one he's going to need in a given moment. Now on to Commander Riker, while I still have time. But as I said, there's the Generations movie in between the 2 of them. There's the Generations DVD in between the 2 of them. And of course, you can't get an opportunity to pass you by without putting in Generations Kirk and Picard surrounding both the DVD on the proper sides. And the VHS, which luckily stands upright just like they both do. So with barely a minute and a half left, I believe that having 2 figures opened at one time is the best way to do this. 3 figures is a bit much. So let's put Geordi and Picard back on their proper shelves with the rest of the figures, and we'll get an updated class picture. Then I should have just enough time to preview what happens next week. Okay, the updated Generations class picture. So Deanna was there to help Picard get over the death of his family. Geordi and Data were friends, of course. The 3 who were on the Enterprise B, sitting on their proper sides, of course, because Kirk was in the middle, Scotty was on the left, Chekhov was on the right. And, of course, the 24th century figures. So now we have enough time. Let's make sure I got the picture. Good. And see what we do next week. So next week I do Lursa and B'Etor from Generations. You can see how one is a clear bubble and one is a yellow bubble. And of course, get a preview picture of them with the DVD as well. There you go. Now it's a bit more level. There you are. Okay, so that is the preview of next week. We've got the video already done for this week. And of course on Monday I will do a toy haul video because I'm going to the Ontario Collectors Con on February 16th, 2025 at the Mississauga Meadowvale Hilton.